Oh, this music. God bless Jeremy Zuckerman. So mystical and beautiful.
Your new home. Yes, welcome to my domain.
I know people hate Meelo, but he is so hilarious this episode.
Fly, Sky Bison, fly!
Fun gag about our new band of animals. She don't do that, Meelo, but she can swim.
Such tireless workers. Oh.
I do like that although they characterize Asami as down-to-earth, they do make a point to show she is from the upper class and a bit insensitive to her workers. More real as a character that way.
Everyone here wants you guys to feel welcome.
And you gotta give Korra points for welcoming them both with such open arms. People are always willing to criticize her for the love triangle in the first place, to which I say, it's just teenager shit. But no one acknowledges how she tries to make up for it. Honestly, just let Korra haters scream into the void and just don't listen. They have no idea what they're talking about. Good to see Naga and Pabu getting along so well. And so cute.
You're pretty. Can I have some of your hair?
What?
Is that where you train airbending? Do we have to wear air acolyte clothes? Do we each get our own sky bison? And final question, how many trees are on this island?
I love Bolin bonding with the children because he's immature himself.
Yes, no. 10,552.
And Iki's knowledge of the island is genuinely impressive.
Korra likes Mako.
And there it is, the best reaction image in all of Avatar. Also, Iki's naive curiosity kills me.
No, I wasn't completely aware of that.
And why is Asami like the most patient person?
Run along, Iki.
Oh.
The comedy this episode is so insane. Iki just went into the Avatar state. They also do a really good job here of making Korra and the Airbender children feel like actual siblings, which explains why they miss her so much when she leaves. I love the characterization and bonding.
Iki, I swear, if you don't leave us alone, I'm gonna...
Poor Korra is so socially awkward, realistic, considering she didn't grow up around a ton of people.
But there is one man who has been effective against Amon's revolution. Councilman Tarlock.
It's wild how vastly a single resignation can change the policy of Republic City as a whole. And incredibly realistic, too. Stupid, useless Supreme Court.
Forget it. There's no way I'm rejoining your vanity project.
Great to see Korra coming around to Tenzin's side, trusting that Tarlock is up to no good after the whole Voices in the Night fiasco. She does learn a lot from her mistakes.
Don't hold your breath, bub.
Korra's word choices are so great. Bub.
How is your airbending going?
We learn a lot about Korra by how hard she takes this criticism. The real issue through this season is her value being directly linked to her bending ability. And this blow from Tarlock cements it.
I've memorized nearly all of the practice forms, but I still can't produce a single measly puff of air. I'm a failure.
I love how her personality is clear from how Korra approaches the problem. She's memorized all the practice forms and thinks that that should be enough, not really considering the spiritual aspect of bending.
Have you ever made contact with your past lives?
No. Of course I haven't.
You may have made a connection without realizing it.
This conversation is so important to convey that effect that Tenzin's leadership has on Korra overall, and not just her airbending. Such a beautiful, almost meta moment where Korra can't help but compare herself to Aang like a lot of the audience tends to do. Animals knowing just how to comfort us.
I'm the worst avatar ever. I just feel... alone.
Aang hadn't mastered all the elements when he was battling the Fire Nation.
Yet another moment where Korra's team proves themselves and helps to lift her up when she struggles. Her team Avatar rocks, I don't care what anyone says.
And he wasn't alone. He had his friends to help him.
Plus, Bolin makes an excellent point that no Korra hater ever considers with regard to Aang.
Yeah, let's do it.
Glad they find that funny. I personally would not be amused.
Naga away!
Naga saying absolutely not. Legendary hair flip by Asami. I love the whole patrolling the dark streets, investigative tone that's so starkly different from The Last Airbender. Feels like Batman a bit, and the noir-like atmosphere is a great individual style for Republic City that sets it apart and gives it a unique tone that no other place in the Avatar universe has.
Give me a ramp, now!
Some incredible teamwork here. Honestly, a really impressive feat. The blending of CGI and 2D animation is incredibly done, always, but especially here. I love Mako's precision strike of lightning. It's so impressive how quickly he's able to utilize it. And Bolin's small discs of Earth are so satisfying. Great sound design. And it's fun that the regular equalist thugs are so impressive and tough, it makes them a really formidable enemy. Showing the importance of the technology and Asami's role. And this wild shot by Mako is so impressive. He is such an underrated bender.
Oh, hey, Tarlock. Nice of you to show up, finally. Here, we captured the escaped convicts for you.
She's so fucking great. I love her getting one up on him. Makes this individual conflict more personal, too.
The law I have proposed would make it illegal for anyone to be a member of the Equalists. It also puts into effect a curfew, ensuring all non-benders are in their own homes by nightfall.
Wonderful commentary on people using the crimes of few to justify marginalizing an entire class of citizens. Tarlock is just grasping for power here and playing off fear, and that is incredibly realistic. For people to use those fears and exacerbate them to be able to get more power or richer. Look at who our president is right now.
That kind of cowardice will cause our city to fall into Amon's hands. All in favor?
And it can be so frustrating how invisible these other counselors are, but honestly, that is so realistic for politicians. The lot of them are cowards. Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand come to mind first. Fucking traitorous, spineless chumps who need to be replaced.
Equalists have taken to the streets. Consider them armed and dangerous. Proceed with caution.
Wait a second, these people aren't armed or dangerous.
And so accurate how the report to the police was misfiled and exaggerated to increase the force.
Please help us. You're our avatar too.
Such a powerful and real moment that needed to be addressed in this universe, and one that I respect Korra so much for listening to and understanding the truth of it.
There's nothing innocent about it.
They're not equalists. They're just normal people who want their rights back.
Important to have Asami included in this conversation.
Round up all these equalists!
Referring to them as equalists to make them sound more dangerous than they actually are and dehumanize them. Also, excellent commentary. This shit is insane, where people are literally just being rounded up and taken into trucks to be carted away forcefully, but this is only happening this way because bending is possible. In concept, the same exact thing is happening in America right fucking now. Fuck ICE. This stomp and the unified form of the metal benders is also very textured world building. Love Korra getting directly involved here.
Hey, let me go! Ugh.
You're under arrest. Let her go. Arrest him and his brother.
10 motherfucking points for this moment, showing you how easily this type of injustice can reach people you know, how standing up for what's right and speaking your mind can suddenly be heavily policed, and how the police force are not here to protect citizens, they're here to protect the elite and rich that control them. I don't see a single one of these cops standing up and saying this is wrong, because they're being controlled by policy that now directly goes against the citizens that they are supposed to be serving. God! I wonder where I've seen this before. This is some of the best commentary on American affairs, policing, and internal civil struggles we've ever seen in these shows. So textured, and they hit every important part of how governments or government officials are able to achieve this, playing off the fear of one small group to give themselves more power and ultimately make things worse for everyone else. This is supremely why this episode is more important than ever before. The music also does an insane job of underlining and building the tension of this moment until it reaches a fever pitch. It is just excellently put together, edited, animated, and written. It fires on all cylinders.
Unless you want to join your friends in prison, I suggest you put those down and go back to the air temple.
Korra, listen to him.
Even though I definitely wanted Tarlock squished, I think this was the smart decision, and Korra showing restraint is impressive and definitely a step forward from where she began. I appreciate the team helping her calm down here too. Two great aspects of the series that again, always get criticized, and when they do it right, is never really talked about. Toph's statue in front of the now corrupted police headquarters is such a tragic image, but is one that is excellently portrayed.
Saikon?
Hate this guy, but it's so funny how he tries to run away when he sees Tenzin. Uh-oh, somebody with empathy!
Your so-called police business was rounding up innocent people and claiming they were equalists. They should be released too.
I like demanding that not only her friends be released, but every arrest that was made that night. She cares about those people as well, and really took to heart what that one woman said about her being their avatar as well.
You're officially the worst chief of police ever.
Korra grabbing the faces of powerful men and shaking them is my favorite type of scene. Fuck these guys. We should do more of this in real life.
I'll get this sorted out. We just need to be patient. But you really are the worst. Ever.
Tenzin is so relatable. Sometimes it's not easy to take your own advice. Much easier to lash out. As much as I love Korra going after Tarlock and the fight that ensues, I do agree that this is a mistake, and I appreciate that the show correctly portrays it as one by having this mission fail disastrously through not necessarily lack of skill on Korra's part, but a poor decision to rush in before she learned enough about her enemy.
You and I need to talk.
Korra has so much aura in this shot.
Are any of the other council members here?
I believe everyone has gone home for the night.
Then you should do the same.
Small hint, Tarlock plans to end this all here. Also, the design of his office is so great. The waterfall is a nice detail, but becomes a clever addition for the ensuing battle.
Don't you see? You're doing exactly what Amon says is wrong with benders. You're using your power to oppress and intimidate people.
Korra having immense perspective for her age. People say she's short-sighted, but honestly, for a 16-year-old, this is incredibly astute. I think a lot of people need to actually talk to 16-year-olds nowadays to realize that Korra is way smarter than most of them are.
Isn't that what you came here to do? Intimidate me into releasing your friends?
But I do appreciate Tarlock making a semi-valid point as well.
See, that's what I admire about you, Korra. Your willingness to go to extremes in order to get what you want.
And I love using this episode about extremes to help Korra learn something about her headstrong and confident nature.
You fall in line and do what I say, and I'll release your friends.
No. You might be able to manipulate Chief Saikon into following you, but it won't work on me.
And this is why I love how confident Korra is. It takes a lot of strength to make a decision like this.
You're just as bad as Amon.
This line cutting deep makes sense for Tarlock's character, given what's revealed later on this season, and tells us so much without him saying a single word. The visual storytelling in this series is incredible. This is a wild slice of water. He tried to kill Korra, pretty much. This sliced through the desk. Don't think that would have hit her, by the way, on her neck and chest. She would have died. Korra immediately cornering him against the wall is such a smart tactic. I love how it's clear, though, he is much more strategic in this battle. Korra is obviously overpowering him. The sound design for this sequence is so satisfying, too. They nail the effects of bending, and have always been nailing them, and capture the intensity of each move so well. Wild set of movements from Korra. Super amazing to watch, and impressive animation. Love the slow motion here. Such a fantastic shot. And this is an incredible feat from Korra, but also a really smart move to remove the source of water entirely. She's a really clever fighter.
Still think I'm a half-baked avatar?
What a great moment with the light behind Korra and Tarlock hanging on for dear life. It redeems her for her political loss to him earlier in this episode. She absolutely proves him wrong here, even if he's able to get the jump on her with his bloodbending. And this moment portrays her as an absolute monster in power. She is so intimidating here. I don't get people who say she's weak. And 5 points for this twist. There are small hints, of course, but it is an absolute rug pull, especially when she admits that there's no full moon. Showing that this skill has reached new heights is absolutely terrifying. And Tarlock's voice acting, from Appa's voice actor, by the way, is so appropriately dark and creepy.
You're in my way, Avatar, and you need to be removed.
And the music underscores all of these emotions with some incredible horror elements. It also helps characterize this as not much of a fight for Korra, where she wins generally, but is upset with overbearing and unexpected power. Another flash to enhance the mysterious connection the past lives have to this enemy.
You'll never see it again.
The fire breath is a nice attempt, and a feat that takes quite some skill for a firebender. Great atmospheric music, and an excellent shot of the not full moon to cement the reveal and leave you on an amazing cliffhanger. This episode is perfect. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, support us on Patreon at patreon.com/PosiTVty. That's PosiTVty. You get all the content before it hits YouTube, and you get to see extended essays unedited, so you can see my mistakes and perhaps things that I didn't want the wider audience to see. So go ahead for some extra content there, but also the support on YouTube means a lot. So thank you all for watching, subscribing, liking. Let us know what you'd like to see next in the comments below. See you for the next one. Bye-bye.